I figure that the people who are woke right now are the people who are supposed to see this video. So hopefully we have some people who is woke, who's trying to watch some late night videos and get a little extra sleep eventually. Notice I said eventually. Okay, so hopefully we'll get more people in here. I know we have people from different states and different countries um, that's up at different times on this channel. So, this is the cheat code for manifesting abundance, okay? And I'm going to explain why it's a cheat code. It may sound like you've heard it before, but I'm going to break it down so you can understand why it is one of the main cheat codes. So, if you're up, get comfortable, get a drink. This is not going to be a long video. So, one of the cheat codes for manifesting your abundance is work and pay for what you want. Now, I know some of y'all say, yeah, I heard working before and paying before, but we're living in a world where we think the only thing we got to work for and pay for is the things that we signed up for. You have to work for and pay for even the free stuff. I know people say, but then it's not free. Right. Nothing's free. It's free to us physically, but in the metaphysical world, what we got was not free. So if you say, I got some gifts get randomly gave to me, I was lucky, it was free, it's because you already paid for it. Everything that you get, either you have manifested for you or someone has manifested it for you, or collectively you have manifested it for you, you and the person. So it's important to understand that nothing is free. It's only an illusion that it's free. We may slap free labels on it. We may get on these apps and be like, oh, this video is free to watch, but it wasn't free to watch. You paid for it energetically, or you did something in your life that earned you the right to see that video when it was free. And that's just an example. That's for anything. But if you continue to assume that what you're getting is free, and you keep going to the same source to get it, assuming that it's free, what will happen is if you take advantage of the fact that you're getting it and you're just like, oh, I don't have to pay for it and I don't have to work, then what will happen is whatever you got will turn against you, or whatever you got will not be expanded for you. Whatever you got will not serve you like you thought it would. Whatever you got will be taken from you. So, whenever you get something that you think is free, you have to ask yourself, what did I do to deserve this? And not just for my family and myself, what did I do in the world to deserve what I got? If you can't if you can't find any reason to say that you paid or worked for it, then 9 times out of 10, you're being tested. See, sometimes it comes in reverse. You get the stuff and then you pay and work for it. It's not always you paid and worked for it before you got it. So if you know that you've been eating in someone's house over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you're just assuming that, oh, the universe is blessing me, you need to ask yourself why. What did you do to be able to feast at someone's house over and over again? If you can't really find a logical explanation in your memories of what you did for the world, not just yourself, because that don't count. Okay, you do for you, you do for others, you do for you, you do for the world, and then it counts. If you can't find a logical explanation, then you're pretty much, in the eyes of the metaphysical world, you are in a sort of thief type of energy. You're basically stealing. You may say, oh, it's not stealing because someone said I could have it over and over and over and over again for free. The thing is that person was probably in gratitude energy and giving back. But you also have to give back. When you get, you give. When you give, you get. Okay? If you're getting over and over again, you owe the metaphysical space. You owe God. This is the realest talk, y'all. So if you know you're in a cycle of getting, you better put some time aside to give. Now, giving to only where you think you will get, will you know for sure you will get, is trying to trick God. And God knows why you're giving to a certain source. So it's important to give also to places you are not sure that you're going to get back, that you're going to give something back. If you're sure that you're going to get something back from that place, then you're still in a me type of mindset. And in the metaphysical space, think that you're being a trickster. So what'll happen is that person they or that source that gave to you will will take its time giving to you again. And you may say, I didn't do nothing wrong. But they picked up energetically that you was in an entitled energy that you knew or thought if you gave to them you would get. People want to give as a surprise. They don't want you to know, like, oh, you know, I'm going to give to you. So you knew. People don't want that, okay? Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. So, all right, we're going to keep this clean. I know we got mental health people up who don't know how to deal with their mental health issues in the middle of the night, so I'm not even going to react. Um, Let me give you an example from my life, okay? Whenever I show up on this channel and I give to y'all, I always say, I don't know where it's going to come from. I don't know where the gift is going to come from. I just know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I just know I'm giving. Because I am taking a risk and not knowing where the return gift is going to come from, the Creator gives to me. And let me tell you, sometimes the gifts come offline. So, for example, I was giving my ebook away at a discount price. I was planning to email a few people on this channel and give them a free additional reading for their natal chart. I was being generous with that. I was just going to send them some information on their natal chart unexpectedly, even though they had asked me in the past and I gave them information. So I was going to be a little generous and surprise them with it. That's my plan, okay? Well, as I made this decision, next thing I know, I come downstairs. Now, after that, I also plan to help someone clean themselves. Someone I know is struggling with self care, so I said I'm going to help them from now on, and just help them out. So that was the second thing I decided on. The third thing I decided on is to have some workshops in which I have some free sessions for writers. I said I'm going to have some discount or free writing lessons on Eventbrite next year. That's what I decided. These are three things I decided in the same month. Next thing I know, random gifts started coming to me. See, because I decided this and Creator knew that the percentage of me doing it was 99%, so most likely I would do it. The Creator get awarded me with downloads, which triggered a manifestation to come. See, you're going to get when you give no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're like, I'm not sure where it's going to come from. I'm not sure who's going to give it. When you get because you know it's the right thing to do, it has to come back to you. It has to feel like You have to be in the saint energy. You have to believe in the same. You have to have the faith, I guess, of the saints, where you know that there is a higher power working for you. Once you have that faith and you just give and you just let the Creator take it from there, okay? And you are doing what the Creator has told you to do intuitively, it has to come back to you, okay? So, for example, one day my intuition told me to go over to my neighbor's house and check on her. I want to explain the intuition is actually like a phone call from God. When your intuition is awakens, it gives you orders to do things and to not do things, and to be aware of certain things. When you trust in your intuition, especially in the morning hours, in the morning and before bed, when you trust in your intuition and you say, I'm just going to go ahead and give because my intuition told me to, or to just help somebody, that's actually the Creator trying to lead you to a manifestation. Intuition, main purpose is to lead you to a manifestation, or to protect a manifestation, or to get you to release an expired manifestation. Once again, intuition main purpose is to lead you to lead you to a manifestation, protect a manifestation, or get you to release a manifestation that is no longer serving you. Now, it doesn't mean the manifestation cannot be done elsewhere. It's just normally where you're doing it, how you're doing it is expired. Okay, those are three things. When you decide to give back, you have to do it intuitively. You can't just give back. You can't just say I'm working and giving back because I'm not getting. It has to be, even when I'm not getting, I still have to listen to my intuition when it tells me to work or give back. Giving back when intuition tells you to, and to God, is still classified as working. Once again, giving back when your intuition tells you to is still classified as working. And so you will be rewarded. You're always rewarded for your work in some way. Okay? Um, some people have gone through a lot, so they don't believe that they have to work. They say, I've been traumatized and abused, so I shouldn't have to work. If you ever notice, those people tend to have a life that's always the same. It's always the same money flow. It's always like no upgrade and breakthroughs. I know people who say, because I'm sick or unhealthy, um, I'm not going to work. So they just get government checks. Notice they're so dependent on the government checks, and they pretty much um, don't do don't do anything else. Don't give back. Working is still giving back, especially if you're underpaid and working. So trauma and sickness, believe it or not, is not an excuse to not work and give back. I know we want, God to have some special compassion and be like, you don't have to work because you're trauma and you're sick. Remember, there's people with half a legs, no arms, cancer. They're still out there working. They're still out there serving us. There's cashiers dealing with cancer and they're ringing up your groceries. This is the realest talk. Everyone's going through something, or getting through something, or done with something. The people that serve us are still going through crises. They may not be talking about it. Okay, trauma comes in many different forms, not just physical form, but you don't get to quit working. You don't get to quit working, because working is giving. Okay, this world doesn't pay you nowhere near as much as you should make for what you're doing in your job. It doesn't matter what job it is. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, 9 to 5 jobs are not paying you nowhere near that you deserve for your work. So you are a giver still on your job. Okay? When you say I'm traumatized and I'm hurt, I'm going to quit, you're actually not caring about someone else's trauma. This is deep. When you say I'm not working out there, then you don't care if someone else needs you. But yet, you know you got in your position because someone treated you like they don't need you. See, you're only doing to people what someone done to you. You're adding to the trauma, to the losses, to the lack of faith of other people. You're adding to the strength of that. The same thing someone did to you. Hi, everybody. Hi. um, Here's another thing I want to talk about. It's kind of off topic, but something told me to talk about this. If you are feeling like you're ready to throw in the towel, you're like, I'm not giving, I'm not doing nothing, you're mad at the world, or you just feel hopeless, the best thing you can do is stay in bed. I know we're told something different, like exercise, work it out, sit down, stay down, go deep, and stay there. When you are very rested, that's when you're ready to build up your faith again. Okay? Rest, then rise. When our dead folks go to the grave, is because that's the ultimate rest so they can have the ultimate rise. You can have the ultimate rise when you have the ultimate rest. You can do the same thing the dead people do. You can out be still everybody around you. When you see everybody being still, be more still than them. Like, this is deep, y'all. Most people are running on half rest, but they think it's like deep rest. So when you're still, when you're sitting there just open for maybe 2 days, okay? When you do show up to serve and work, you're going to bring something that's powerful to the table. You're not going to be mediocre. Okay? The Creator want you at your best or at your best rest. This is deep. The Creator want you at your best in working and giving back, or at your best rest. Quote me on that, y'all. Okay? Quote me on that. When you feel that you can't be at your very best in serving this world, you're better off being at your best rest until your heart has no tension, no strain in it, no dryness, no crunchiness to it. You will feel it. When you start to feel the crunch in here, it's time for a really good rest. Okay? That's when you know. When you feel your body going like this, your body is signaling to you, you've given enough. You worked enough. Just sit down and relax because the blessings is coming. When God wants you to rest real deep, it's because blessings is coming. And the Creator is protecting you from blocking the blessings by being bitter and crunchy and dry and coarse. You can't get your blessings when you're coarse. You have to be open and free and at peace. So when you have done hard work, praise the Most High for this video. Praise God for this video. I feel the angels with me. When you have worked and you know, hey, I don't care what the system tell me. I know that the human system is not paying me what I deserve. So what I got to do is get my deep rest so I can force it out. See, the human system, once again, does not give you completely what you deserve. When you deep rest, you are demanding that it do. After you work, after you have given back, you rest deep, like a 2 day rest. That's you saying, if I don't get back, then you will suffer losses with me. Because I'm supposed to get back. I gave and gave and gave until my heart was dry. I gave until my heart was a raisin in the sun, like Langston Hughes talk about. So it's your turn. It's your turn. Metaphysical world, it's your turn. Physical, human world, metaphysical, is your turn. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to sit in you and just be and do nothing. Because at some point you're going to miss me, metaphysical world. You're going to miss me. I've did so much. You're going to miss me. You're going to answer all the cries around me by giving to me so that I can return and give to them and answer their cries. You're going to miss me those 2 days and those 3 days of rest. See, the Sabbath day isn't just Saturday, Sunday. The Sabbath day can be 3 straight days. As we call it in the fasting world, rolling 74s, rolling 72s, rolling 48s with fasting. Fasting isn't just giving up food. Fasting is saying, I've done enough. I've worked my butt off. My heart is literally dust on the ground in the bottom of me. My heart must be moist and fed and nourished before I could continue. See, not giving and working is also a form of fasting. But you don't get to do that until your cup is almost empty. Your cup has to be almost empty or God cannot give to you. God wants to overflow your cup. God doesn't want to flow your cup all the way all over the place. See? If you're not attracting your needs, especially your needs, your cup is still a little too full. If you say, I can't get lucky with getting discounts on my dental work or my health or this, my basic needs are struggling, your cup is a little too full. Release from your cup. Go to people who are releasing. The releasers are the givers. So you release to them and they will see and sense because they're releasers too. And because they see you releasing, they release, they'll give to you. So the people you need to know is the people who are releasing. And not just to the people that they already know. You become friends with people who you see releasing to the unknown. Because that's where treasures are. You got to hunt the ocean to find the treasures, right? There, you got to hunt it. Unless you use your intuition as your map, those treasures are out there somewhere in the unknown. You want people who are willing to release to the unknown because those are the people who will be compassionate for you when you say, I've released and I've got nothing. They're going to say, well, I need to add you to the list of people who are supposed to get from me. Okay? If you feel, once again, your basic needs are not being met, or you're going through the biggest blockage of all, like, I just cannot lose this weight, you need to get on a cycle of releasing. You may think you're releasing a lot, but according to God, you're not. You're hoarding something in abundance that you don't even need that much of. You don't know you're doing it though, so don't beat yourself up. Okay, kids don't even know when they're doing it. You got to go into a child's room and say, hey, this got to go. Don't beat yourself up. But how you figure out whether you're working and giving is look at how much you're hoarding. Okay? If you truly believe that you're a worker and you're a giver, how much are you hoarding? This means how much are you giving to your self-care and not to family self-care? Because self-care is the number one thing you got to take care of. So if you say, well, I'm giving money out, I'm putting things in a donation bin, I'm giving this out. But if you got people all around you that's giving to you and you're not caring about them, the creators still see that you're hoarding in plain sight in front of people who are giving to you. Even if you're not getting along with people you're living with, if they're giving to you, you owe them. I know we say, but hey, I don't get along with my mom and my dad. Why do I have to give to them? Because if you're under their roof and they're giving to you, you still owe. People are going to be messy with their personality, but giving is given. Let God deal with the people whose personality is toxic. Let God take care of that. You just return the gift. I know that sounds like wow, but we have to remember how the saints work. There was people throwing tomatoes who once shamed the saints and all of that, and the saints still said, "Here, okay, I got extra fish. I have a personal responsibility to give to you because I know that toxic and all, you cannot be in this world without giving. It's impossible. You can dance around it, you can avoid it, but soon as you see that your life is going nowhere, your intuition is going to say, well, you got to give, and you're going to give. Narcissists give, sociopaths give, psychopaths gives. Everybody's forced to give. And people that think that they can force their way through without giving, we know who those people are. Those people are the mass shooters. Those people are people like Ted Bundy. Those are the people. And you see what happened to them. You see what happened to them. You see the price they paid. Trying to force power to come into you without giving in peace. We see what happened to them. Trying to take the power, take the gifts from people without giving. We see what happened to them. The more you say you can bypass giving and working and paying, because giving is still a form of paying for what you want. You may not think it is, but it is, y'all. When you say you can get around that, guess what? The more you do that, the more there's something in you that stays stuck and it leads you to an early death. You want freedom? Giving is the way to it. That's the way to it. You want to live long? Giving. The Creator must protect givers. Must. The people that's volunteering out here all the time. We're not talking about let's say hypothetically that people still die young and they were givers. You'll find that a lot of people that die young, they weren't hardcore givers. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. A lot of people that have died young, you'll find that they were kind of really well off financially while giving, or they were kids who were in the care of other people who made the wrong decision, who put their life in danger. For example, now this is another thing, cheap. The Creator don't want you to be cheap. Being cheap all the time is saying that you want to hoard your money because the Creator don't got you covered, and you just want to go ahead and look like you're getting ahead of everybody who's not cheap, who's willing to trust in God, that God will come through as they're spending their money. You're saying to them that you're not required to have faith, but they are. So don't be cheap. Don't be cheap all the time, y'all. I'm serious. I'm telling y'all no lie. The cheapness is a sign of trying to hoard money and say, oh, I'm still working and giving. You can't cheat this system and say, well, my job don't pay me enough, so that's why I'm being cheap. The Creator don't like you being cheap even when you underpaid. Because cheap attracts cheap. And this is the truth, y'all. When you don't set yourself high value to yourself, you cannot attract high value stuff. You can only be cheap in a small percentage. You have to be able to willing to wait to get the high quality. If you gotta wait 5 years, if you gotta wait 5 years to get a decent car, then that's how long you gotta wait. Don't ever settle. Don't ever settle for just cheap. I felt like I had to say that in here. Okay? The people that I see around me, even me, who's like, I'm one of those people say, you're the luckiest person I know. Oh, thank you very much, Kyler Williams. Thank you very much. And I want to talk about Kyler Williams' donation in a minute. Okay? We're going to get into that. there's a download I got for that too. The people that I see who are living their best life, and that's a matter of a perspective on living your best life. Because when I'm writing and doing this, I'm living my best life. I can feel that I am. But my purpose is different than everyone else. When you find your purpose, you're living your best life and nobody can tell you different. And you're covered. And you know it. But the people I see living their best life, even with different purposes than me, they're not cheap all the time. They're not cheap all the time, y'all. Even me, I have taken months just to buy one hair product, knowing that I need it now, just like 2 months, just trying to get the best of the best on Amazon that's really going to do help me. It may seem like I'm like, oh, you think you're better than everybody else, but sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I needed to put. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I needed to put my phone on a charger. Um, what I realized is that the value that you attract is based upon the value of what you give and what you keep, okay? And what you believe in. So if you say you want to attract high value stuff, you got to look at three things, as I just said: the value of the stuff that you keep, the value of yourself within, and the value of the stuff that you give. But there's one other thing that a lot of people don't know: the value of the stuff that you believe in, the value of people you believe in. When I started to believe in only the most high value people, this means spirit first, spiritual value, my powers got a boost. The returns started coming. When I needed answers, they came faster. Okay?